Hello and welcome to Late Night with Kettle Kitchen. I want to thank everybody for being here. We're going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to bring the guests up that we have with us tonight. We have Mitchell from Hendrickson Family Farm. Oh, hold on a second. We're going to wait on our next one, okay? There she is. And Blue from Blue Self-Reliance. Hi.
Hi. Oh my God.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I was wondering what the elephant in the room was going to be tonight. Hey, Andale. Welcome in.
Hi, Andale.
We have Tanya here beside us.
I thought that would get the night started off pretty well. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Anything new?
Well, it was a long night for me. It was painful to stay awake all
I
night.
bet.
So
that was a long shift for you.
Yeah.
Bless you.
So, how's everybody liking Last Chance Cook-Off?
Pretty good.
Oh, Leanne joined us tonight.
That's what I just was saying. That's what I was just about to say. Hello, Leanne. So yeah, the Last Chance Cook-Off. There's some pretty nice videos. I actually watched a couple of them earlier while I was trying to take a nap.
I finally got caught up with videos this afternoon, well, more towards this evening, and got my comments and everything out, and said, okay, so tomorrow morning when I wake up, I'm going to start on September videos because I am so far behind on them, but I need to watch them. I mean, I want to watch them, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened
Tony,
last week. So,
Tony, you're echoing. Is your YouTube on your computer on?
No, it's all muted. Oh, I wonder if there's. Hold on a second. Let me double check this here. I don't think I have anything. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing it. I don't have anything else on.
I don't know.
What is today?
What is today?
Yeah. Leanne wants of Last Chance. Guess what today is?
Today in her land, because it's after midnight, is Leanne's video comes out.
Yay!
Yeah. Suck it up.
There's 9 Acre Family Farms. I wonder if he's seen the intro. I'm kind of curious about that.
I don't know.
So I got to tell you, something caught me off guard, and I'll be honest with you. So Growing with Hudson, she put out a video. I need to move this over. I didn't realize half the screen was blocked out. So I was sitting there and I was watching it, and I was like, this is kind of plain. It's striking me as not quite what I was thinking about. But the more I listened to it and the more I watched it, I was like, she is spot on, and I'll tell you why. She took an American classic, at least American. I'm not sure about you guys, but we eat hot dogs all the time. So she took it and she cooked it. And if you look at what she did, she was cooking in a community barbecue pit. She wasn't doing one on her own. What I loved about it, she showed that it doesn't matter whether you got a barbecue or a grill or a smoker. There are places for you to do it and ways for you to do it.
Yeah.
And then she did 4 different ways of making the hot dog in the end of it. I thought, and she gave history of it too. So I was like, really, this is a good video, actually. So I was happy with it. Then there's other videos that are just like hitting out of the park, and they're awesome to watch. I'm getting stomach cramps watching. I don't know about you guys. I'm,
Question: who made the meatloaf? I just had them. I just
that
hit play. I didn't even look at it.
that is the official Ann Lynn show,
Oh, that's right.
and well, which so Ann is our friend Glenda's mom from Grace and Fire. That's her mom.
Ooh.
I was
And
wondering
then
why. I was wondering why her comment said something "mom" on there. I was
right,
like,
right, and then
interesting.
and then Dave, her husband, is Dave's Gaming Cave. He's got his own channel too. So they did it as a joint video together, which I
Nice.
really liked because that took just a normal plain thing and raised it up a notch. I thought that was wonderful. So, Aro, I want to say hi to everybody. I should have done that in the beginning. Sorry. Hello, Chance. Thanks for coming in. Mitchell, Blue, Mitchell, boy, Mitchell, you talk a lot in here, don't you?
Well, I
And
waited for
Dale,
like 45 minutes. I'm just saying.
and Dale. Oh, and I owe you guys an apology, really. I want to say this, okay? I was on the phone with Dale, and then I looked, and I'm like, oh, I got to go get ready for my live. I know Blue's sitting in there at least if nobody else is. So I get over to the computer, and it's like everything's frozen. So I had to restart the computer, reload everything back up, and I'm like, and of course, after I load everything back up, the internet doesn't want to work. So now we're on the phone doing it, which is fine. We had a way around that. But I would like to go back to this. So Ann Dale's in with us. Leanne, Mennonite Farmhouse, we said hi. How are you doing? Where to Begin Homestead, thank you for coming. Susan TY, will you please type into the chat how to pronounce your last name? Because we've had questions about is it Ty, T, pronounce something different just because it looks odd for us on the backside trying to locate who we're talking about. So I would appreciate that. And then there's Dale from 9 Acre Family Farms. I'm assuming Lisa's next to him there. Our Okie Homestead, I said hi to. Cindy Brown, that lady is awesome. She's awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you for helping and coming in. Radio Jonesy, hello. Thank you for coming in. And like Mitchell said, hit the like button, everybody. That helps. We appreciate it. So now that that's said, I would like to give a bit of update news. You ready for it?
Yeah.
Drum roll, please.
No, I'll pass.
Okay, fine.
I'm just kidding,
okay.
Tony.
So her last name's actually Tyrell, but she goes by Ty. So we will call you Susan Ty from now on. Thank you. Hello, Krubby the Beagle. Thank you for coming in. So,
Hey, Kirby.
62 videos in my playlist right now for Last Chance Cook-Off with more than, are you ready for it? 35,000 views so far, and we are only on the 16th of September. So
that's bonkers, isn't it?
It is.
That's very cool.
Hello, Crummy the Beagle.
The Beagle.
When I see Beagle, I instantly go Beagle.
Beagle. That's what I thought. I was thinking you're doing it because I thought that's what it sounded like you were doing. Beagle. Oh, and of course, Leanne says, and the next one you add will be the best.
Yes.
Yet to
until
be
the 22nd.
I love it. I love it. So I do want to throw this. Oh, thank you. Where to Begin Homestead. Appreciate it. Not saying I haven't gotten it. I probably have. I'm just going through. I have seen more email in my email box from May until today's date than I think I've had in their total the whole time it's been open.
Well, that's a good thing, though, right?
It is a good thing because it's a lot of communication, you know. And that okay. So now you open a can of worms that I have to jump into real quick. Okay. And I don't know how to quite say this, but I will explain it one more time. And actually, I think we should explain it every time, but I'll do it on here one more time just for clarification. When we do the live giveaways, the live streams, okay, The question is being thrown out there. Why do we draw twice? Why do you draw from Kettle Kitchen, who should have won something, and then you draw a comment? Okay. Those collaborators that are involved in this all received emails, and the rules were spelled out very explicit. We were going to do a draw. It was a random draw of the channel we were going to, and then we were drawing comments from the YouTube picker. Yes.
And not only that, the collaborators themselves have their own that they are going to be in
Yes.
at the end. So only the collaborators will be a part of that giveaway
That part. Yep.
at the end. So that won't be a random comment picker for their videos. If we pick them at the end,
Right.
They're going to receive a gift.
So since Mitchell brought it up, I'll just explain that a little bit more, and then there will be quick clarification. There's going to be 3 phases in the last on the 2nd of October. The first one is because we're going to still have a couple days that their videos hadn't been picked from. So we're going to have a segment of 7 giveaways, roughly 7, I think, that'll be just for their videos. Then after that, the remaining videos that are not collaborator giveaways, those will be drawn from all the videos in the month. So now we got to re-put everybody's channel back in, draw randomly which channel we're picking from, then we'll pick the YouTube comment picker to choose the winner. That's how it goes. Okay. Then the collaborators, like Mitchell just said, they will be on a wheel, and once they're drawn in that segment, it's their prize. We're not going to redraw again something else. So I just wanted people to have a clear understanding, because that seems to be a hot topic right now. Is they're getting confused as to why we're drawing twice, and we're not really drawing twice. So, but I think, I'm sitting here and I'm trying to weigh it out, and I'm really happy with the number of views. I think that's good. I think really when you look at the number of days, that means we're almost averaging 1,000 views a day on our video collaboration. That's great. I mean, why would we complain about that? So,
right, and I hope everybody else is getting. If you make a video, I really hope that everybody's getting views and you're able to connect with some people that maybe you wouldn't typically. And Tony and I have talked about this in Dale, obviously.
Don't talk about Dale because he's popping up.
Right. So,
what did you say about me?
So I haven't got there yet, Dale. So what I was saying was, us 3 have talked about this. It's not necessarily about our growth; it's growth for everybody. And I mean, because really, being the host, I really haven't seen an impact, and I don't think Dale and Tony have either, as far as this is concerned. But I sure hope everybody else is.
Sorry, I'm here to tell you, I know for me personally, I've gained 6 subscribers from this. Am I hurt by that? No, I'm not hurt by that, because that wasn't an intention of mine.
Yeah.
I'm being honest, and it's my late night show, so I'll say it. I give 2 shits whether or not I gain subscribers or views or anything, because I am enjoying the crap out of everybody working together. All the videos I'm seeing, the new channels, for the most part, are getting views out of this that they hadn't had before. Matter of fact, the second highest video that has been viewed is a small channel, Audacity Dawning.
A very small to be.
They've got just under, a few under, but they're at 1,500 views almost.
Well, and that's great, and that's the
awesome.
whole. That's the whole thing, And I really don't want to get into all the where that stems from, everybody, but it was kind of a sore spot when we heard about it, but
it was. Well, I don't know about you 2. I know for some part of it, and you 3, because eventually it involved Blue, but it consumed my whole day and a half following once I found out what it was.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to put a fire out that had no business being started in the first place. Neither here or there. I'm with you. We don't need to go into it, but I just want to make it very clear to everybody, this collaboration, and here are the 3 of us that started this together. If anybody's got a question, I will answer your question as long as it's not a snarky question or trying to stir up anything that's not true. If you have a question about how this collaboration was formulated, why it was formulated, and why it's gotten where it's at, please ask us. Because it wasn't for sub grabbing. It wasn't for us to benefit ourselves. We did it because Mitchell brought up a good idea that was a wonderful idea, and bringing the communities together is the main goal of this, and it is working. So I don't care what anybody else thinks.
Nobody.
Hold on, let me finish. I'll finish. I'll get off my soapbox in just a second. Nobody's making any money on this. Nobody, and to my knowledge, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, the 3 primary hosts are not taking any of the prizes that are won. We are asking them to be redonated back into the pool. We are not getting anything out of this. As a matter of fact, the 3 of us specifically may go broke trying to do this, but we're having fun doing it.
Yeah, well, and that's why we made the slogan. Let's bring communities together. I thought it was a good slogan that we all kind of agreed on, because that's what we wanted to do. That's why we didn't make it a contest. It's let's just have fun. Check out everybody's recipes.
Yep.
Exactly.
So that being, does anybody want to add any more on to Last Chance Cook-Off before we move on to the next thing?
So
hold on. I want to pop that up. There you go, right there. That tells me what we're doing is the right thing. Right there. Yeah. That's a person that gets around, that knows a lot of people and a lot of channels, and she thinks we're doing it just fine.
Yeah.
So there we go. Thank you very much, Cindy.
So,
I appreciate that.
Someone else came in, I think, seen just a second ago.
Yeah, I seen where did it go?
I don't know.
Grubby the Beagle?
No, we already said hi. Oh, Annette. Annette's in here.
Annette, Annette. That's
hello, thank you. Oh, don't let me forget. Annette sent me. I forgot to do it on this last live. Annette sent me a picture of that board that she donated. I want to show everybody what it looks like in the next live. So that'll be over on Blues on the 22nd, I believe.
22nd.
Am I correct?
It'll be the 23rd for me, but it'll still be the 22nd for you guys.
True.
Yes. So if you're in the UK, it's on the 23rd.
We're always behind, aren't we, Blue?
You really are, but I'll be good.
The other thing I want to throw out there too, that I don't think a lot of people realize and understand. We were not able to secure, I guess is the best word. There's another word, but I can't think what it is right now. Major, huge donations. Okay. Almost 90% of all the donations that we have came from channels, individuals, or smaller companies. Okay. But that's not to say we didn't have some bigger companies step up. One of them, for example, is Yoder Smokers. They provided us with 20 items to donate. They didn't have to do that. They took a chance.
Jars.
4 Jars is another one. 4 Jars. Yeah. Between Yoder Smokers and 4 Jars, I think if I'm correct, they are our primary sponsors in this. Okay.
Well, there's a $100 gift card too.
Oh, that's right. That's from the
Bronco equipment rental.
Bronco. Yes. Thank you. I apologize for that. I didn't mean to slip that up.
No, it's fine.
But
I was just throwing it in there.
And I'm glad you did. But the point behind it is that these are items, and think about us being able to give at least 7 items away every giveaway we do. That's 10 giveaways in the month, not including our finale, which we have a ton other prizes still to give out. And regardless of where they're ending, there's still prizes to put out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think we did an awesome job with what we had in front of us, the time period we started the first time. And the other part that goes along with that, whenever we talk about the combined subscribership, which I do believe, if I'm correct, I stated was over 1.3 million combined subscribers. That number isn't there because we're trying to promote our subscribership. That number isn't there because we're trying to make ourselves look big. In the end of it, that'll help us next year so that we could try to secure bigger gifts, bigger items to give away. Maybe include shipping on something that we're not able to get this time around.
Yeah.
It's not about us getting it, and it's not even really about the current collaborators getting anything from that, but it helps them if they get bigger. And as an added bonus, I know all of us have talked about it as well as a couple in chat. Getting the subscribers and the views is the added bonus to what we're getting out of this, and I hope everybody takes that away from it. So there, I'm off my soapbox now. Thank you.
Well, and next year may be a little bit different as far. Cause, us three, Tony and Dale have talked about how we do it next year.
Mhm.
Maybe a little bit different. So it kind of takes our channels, not necessarily out of it, but unifies it into one thing.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
and we'll see how that goes. But
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
The good thing is we can say right now there will be a Last Chance Cook-Off 2023. That
Yeah.
much we can tell you. Again, while we're at it, if you want to be involved in it next year, make sure you email me at kettlekitchenwithtony@gmail.com. In the subject line, put 2023 so I know that's what it's for. Okay. I want to
love, not to take away anything, but I love Mennonite Farmhouse's comment there.
I'm trying to find it. Oh, I got to turn this around because I got it going the wrong way. There.
Hey, Brenda.
Quality videos will get you views and friends to your channel, not just collaborations. Quality over anything else, and that does make a difference.
Absolutely.
That makes a
Yeah.
huge difference.
The other thing I want to throw in there is that some of these channels have never done a video before, never
Yeah.
done a food video, never done the extent of editing or quality of video taking before.
Yeah.
So I think we all have to be a little, not judgmental about what the videos are. As long as those channels look like they're growing, they're helping themselves.
Well,
As long
and and like someone said in there, or where to begin homesteading, it's about the recipes. Like, I like to cook, so if there's something that someone did, like there's a video, and I'm not going to mention names because
Mhm.
I don't want to leave somebody out, but there's a couple videos in there. I'm thinking, man, that's the type of food that I like to eat, and my family likes to eat. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that one out.
Yep.
I mean, there's a lot of them that I'm gonna want to try out because, man, there's some good looking food in this whole thing.
There is. I actually admitted to myself, Dark Lord Menon is probably the right person because I darn near had to go pull out a shop vac today. The drool was coming down.
Yeah.
It looked like Berkshire Farms came in, and Janet Homestead, where you are, came in.
Yeah.
And,
Welcome.
please send goats. You have a goat
please.
customer, Mitchell.
I love that channel name. Please send goats. That's brilliant.
I'll send them all to you. Their
Brenda,
pains and the
Brenda, I
rear.
hope you get better. Brenda's not feeling well tonight, so
Yeah, Brenda. I'll pray for you, Brenda.
this is another thing too. Where's it at?
If you're highlighting the same one, we're like great minds think alike.
That one right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is somewhat of the point. Hopefully you take these recipes in, you make them for your family, you try something different out.
Yeah, and we had talked about making printable links and then making a master list so we could put all of them together maybe for next year's deal.
Right.
Yeah. I would love to see that people put the printable link in their recipe.
Well, I think it's a good. I think moving
for the recipe in the description.
Right. I think moving forward for next year, it's something to consider because I think that will help in possible future endeavors.
I know.
Yeah,
I had no idea when I was selected for September for that collaboration. I was invited to it. I had no idea what that meant. But now I'm like, That's a genius idea. And I cannot believe how many people comment on those videos, printed off the link. I'm not a print off the link type of guy. Like I said last night in the live, I'm going to go back and watch your video again so I can watch you make it again.
Right.
Yes, thank you, Leanne.
There's little things that you don't necessarily catch in the recipe, like
Right.
order of things. You can put a whole bunch of ingredients on a list, but watching someone put it together, and you're like, well, maybe that's why it tasted this way versus this
Right.
way.
Well, and everybody's flavor profile has a tendency to be different too. So, like in the citrus rub I did, if you don't like lime flavoring, don't put it in there.
Yeah.
Use something that you want to.
I told
Well, like
Tony that citrus rub just intrigues me to no end. I mean,
So
I've never seen anything like that.
I cleaned
hello.
I cleaned my comments out yesterday, and I get up this morning, and there is like a mass amount on that, and I would say probably 50% of them said those pictures were good, so good I wanted to reach in and grab the orange or grab the grapefruit or whatever it was, because it just popped out at you, and you almost lose the recipe part in the bottom because you're so stuck on the video.
Yep.
That's good. Anyways, I mean, I was going to bring this up here. I think this actually might be a good idea. And Cindy made another comment too. And it's something I can still go back and do because we have it set up in a Word document. Don't mind. I got 3 kids all playing video games in the other room. Sorry if you hear.
It's life, man.
I can go through and I can put on, I guess I could put it on my community page, and then Dale can put it on his. Anybody that has one can put it on there. Just copy and paste it. And I can put it on the Facebook group page as far as who the winners were and what it was they won.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay. In addition, I do agree with this, and this applies to those that are hosting. When we set up our StreamYard, in the details, maybe putting Tiffany's email address in there as well, because it makes it easier to copy and paste.
Yeah.
At least from a mod's point of view, I totally understand that.
I've done a horrible job with that kind of stuff. In my typical lives, I'm usually, if someone's in there or a guest, I'm tagging their channel in the description, and I have not done that because I'm just trying to keep up right now.
Right.
But hopefully, if I get a little time this weekend, I'll go back to those videos and do that. But of course, I probably need to do it now because of the 48-hour thing.
Yeah, so
I know how you feel, Leanne, because I would like somebody like that too.
Yeah.
So I didn't think 3 videos was going to be that hard to keep up with because I watch quite a bit of YouTube, but it has been extremely difficult to catch every video right when they drop. I mean, I try to catch them right when they drop, but I've had to go back. There's been a couple times I'm 2-3 days behind, and then I have to go binge watch them all to catch up.
Me and Wendy at Hard Knack Farms, we were talking, and she said, the days where we've had short videos going out, she said, I almost feel like I've been cheated because there's not 2 more videos or 1 more video or whatever it is. She's gotten into the habit where she does what you said, the binge watching, just to make sure she's gotten them. So,
well, last night was a good opportunity for me to catch up. Go coming home and then going back to work a night shift. I had a little free time.
Well, okay, Brenda makes a good point too. If they have to watch the video, then that's making them go watch the video to get the information. And again, you get the watch hours and whatever. But I'm trying to make it as easy for everybody. And again, it goes back to what we originally said. It's not necessarily about the watch hours and the subs for us
not for me
specifically. So I think putting it out there in a mode that would be easy for people to get the information as much as possible. I think that's a better way to do it. So
Yeah, I think personally I would probably put the winning channels in the description below the video.
right.
Because people don't always have 2.5 hours to rewatch a video.
And that's true too.
So if they can go in there and maybe go in the Facebook group as well.
Right.
Just in case, so that people can see it and they see, if they're in the Facebook group, they can go to it, or they can have a look in the description underneath the live.
Right. Correct.
People who are going to watch are going to watch.
And they will.
Not everybody, as they've said, has 2 hours to sit down and watch a live. And if you're already behind on some of the videos, the ones you're not going to watch are the lives, because you're trying to catch up on all the other videos.
Correct.
Which inevitably is the most important part of the whole thing, to be honest.
Right. Okay, Blue, you're going to have to translate this one for me.
No. Okay, so a paddy melon is a type of kangaroo. It's a very small type of wallaby that only lives in Tasmania, and at the moment are using Jonesy's backyards as an open buffet, which is why he's having trouble growing his veg. They're eating them all.
Yeah, he showed him since last night.
I keep telling him, the piece of wood in that hole of the fence that he's got
probably
might fix that problem. People eat the paddy melons, of course they do. It's food. It's like in Africa they eat zebra.
Oh, no, I already knew that.
Hey, dude, if you're hungry, you're gonna eat it.
That's for sure.
There are some things I will draw the line, but I guarantee you, if I had to, I'd be eating zebra. I'd learn real quick how to like it. How's that sound?
Oh yeah.
But I think the other thing that goes along with this too, and I don't want to miss some of these comments. This is really what it comes down to. Yeah. Meeting the new channels, finding recipes, being able to connect some group you may not have connected to before. And I think that's what's wonderful about it. So,
okay. So I think we need to talk about different collaboration.
Yeah, I think
Leanne's about to burst a fuffy valve.
Yeah.
Well, she'll get over it. She'll get over it. Okay, we're getting there. This is normally a 2-hour show, Leanne, so we got lots of time. Okay. So, taking the cue, we'll move on to the next one. There also seems to be another collaboration happening.
I didn't get invited to that one.
At the same time.
I didn't get invited either. I just pushed my way in, because I do that. It's like, yay, I've got something to do.
That would be called
Annette said, I hope you all try some Barramundi.
I want to. That looked good as far as I was concerned.
Nana was like, that looked good, and you could hear it sizzling.
Yes.
I'm like, I watched it on my phone, and I was driving down the road in a diesel truck, so I didn't get to hear it sizzling, and I could hardly see the screen on my phone. So it was early this morning on the way to work.
Hey,
you
Annie's
so
Kitchen and Urban Homestead, highlight her comment.
And watching videos while you're driving right then, did you?
No, I would have never done that.
No, never.
See, that's what I like about this. It's bringing communities together, and there's another couple that have decided to join on with that mentality. I know Gail and Mitchell, and I think Blue. I know Leanne and I and Tiffany have talked, and it's kind of the drive we're all trying to do to some degree. Some of us a little more than others, some not, and that's fine. But it really comes down to, I feel, and I agree with the comment one other person made, this is like a new community. Bringing communities together is like a new community in itself, because it's inclusive of so many others. And that's the beauty of it. So,
and the thing about it is there's a lot of other channels that are doing essentially the same thing, just maybe not the same way we're doing it.
Right.
And I think the way we're doing it is everybody gets to interact a little bit
Yes.
more with other channels, and that's what I found interesting about the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah. Well, Bam, my eldest, he helped me with my September video.
Yes. So just
Um,
before you go into that, the collaboration we're talking about is September.
Yeah.
Leanne at Mennonite Farmhouse is hosting it.
yeah.
She's got a long list of people who are upset because they weren't invited. She can deal with that later. But yes, please do tell us
Can
about
I
your
finish?
entry.
Can I finish now, please, Dad?
It's my channel, sweetheart. I wanted to introduce it.
Okay, because I hadn't finished and you just jumped down my throat. Good grief.
Okay.
Okay, so what I was saying, right, was Bam helped me with my September video, right? Because he wanted to have a purpose over the last couple of years with COVID stuff and everything, because he lives on his own and has autism and ADHD like his mother. He's found that he's hermitized. Okay, so he's gone into hermit mode and he has ADHD paralysis, which means that he finds it incredibly difficult even to get out of bed and get dressed, let alone do his dishes, do his housework, do anything that means that he can do something. So he now has a day where he comes over to my house, sometimes twice a week, and he wants to get more involved with the videos. He has asked that he come over on Monday and help me with my last chance cook-off video. So we will be doing that one together as well.
Awesome.
Yeah. Did I scare off Dad?
Mitchell, you're muted.
Mennonite Farmhouse commented, I do have a very long list of people that are mad at me because they didn't get invited. Well, you and your, what was it that we were saying, that dump truckloads of money can soak up the tears?
Yeah.
But that collaboration, September, I'm blown away by the comments on my video. And it's just, and I've watched several of them. I watched this really cool one today that had like something to do with potatoes and bacon and like
Oh yeah, that's it.
carrots and then there was a comment made during that video that was like right over the bow, aimed at this guy, I think.
I would never. If you're talking about my video, which I highly doubt you are, I would assume that I probably would not impose a reaction like the one you're giving to one of my closest and dearest friends. Or maybe I would.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it was awesome. But I really enjoyed the video, and I found I'm the same way in watching September that I have been with Last Chance Cook-Off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, I'm coming back to get that recipe later. Yeah. You know, I'm going to come back and watch that one again. But it's been quite interesting.
So didn't Leanne said she needed? Go ahead.
I'm ready to just dive face first into the bowl of tonkatsu ramen.
Oh.
I'm just like, just bye.
Look at that. Look at Tasha. Like, everybody knows how I am. I mean, wow.
Of course we do.
I guess I'll leave Leanne alone.
Yeah.
With her silos of money that she was talking about having to stack them in.
Wow.
The comments that I've had on my video for September had my son in tears.
Really?
They were so lovely and so accepting and so supportive that he was sitting there going, Mom, have you read the comments 3 o'clock this morning? That's what I had. 31-year-old kid on Discord crying down the phone at me because he was so overwhelmed with the support from the video. So yeah, thank you. I just want to say thanks to you guys for that, because that was awesome.
Yep.
So he's definitely said that he's coming over on Monday to do Alice.
I want to tell Annette, if you're anybody, if you're thinking about doing a collaboration, there is enough people in any of these collaborations we're talking about, the two of them at least so far, September, Last Chance Cook-Off. There is enough collaborators and hosts that just reach out. You can get some help and some advice.
Can get some help, and we can get it done.
And I would love to jump into your Baketober next year, Annette, if you set it up. So there you go.
Yeah, I would too. I would
See, Mitchell,
appreciate
that's how you get involved. You volunteer yourself to these things.
Well, I didn't even know anything about it until you guys were started making soup videos, and then I'm like, why is everybody making soup videos for?
Because it's
another
September.
one running as well, which is fall into sourdough, isn't it? Dale.
Yep. I'm in that one. I dropped my video on that. And it's been very interesting. I thought I had a pretty simple that like most people would think was like not a credible recipe, that I've got a lot of comments about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I basically made up discard sourdough biscuits and turned them into dumplings, and I can't believe the amount of comments of people that they're like, I've never even heard of that. I've never thought of that. You know, I'm like, well, it's just, you use it to make bread, and basically dumplings are just bread dough that's boiled. Why won't it work? You know, but.
Well, look at this. We've sat here for not even a minute after we had the conversation, and I think Annette probably has 5 or 7 volunteers for Baketober.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
how
going
you
to tell
do
you
it.
this, Annette. That would be a funny one for me to be in, because we're really not bakers. Like, I bake bread and biscuits.
But that's baking.
Cookies.
Yeah.
I'm really good at chocolate.
That's still
cookies.
baking.
But
1 + 1 is 2, no matter how you do the math, Dale.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You bake bread.
Okay. Now hold on a second, because I get where Dale's at.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Tony, no, and I classify baking different than bread making, dough making, only because to me, I can slap together cookies, but you asked me to make prior to me doing all of what I'm doing now, I wouldn't have even gotten close to a loaf of bread, let alone a cake, homemade, and things of the like.
Like my mother is a cake and homemade pie making fool. I mean, can make amazing. I'm pretty sure, unless it comes in a box, I don't know if I could make a cake. For one, it is a precision measurement type thing, and there's nothing precision about me in the kitchen. Yep, that looks good. Yep, that looks good.
But I mean, it for me, it was, I just had to get in there and do it. Once I started doing it, I loved doing it, especially bread making. I made like 12 loaves of bread in the first week just because I had a bug in me I could not get out. That's the truth.
And I'm telling you, once you make your first,
what the heck?
You make your first loaf of bread, you are addicted, because you make the first homemade loaf and you cannot stop, because it's so much better than anything you buy in the store, you know. And you have to eat it up quick, because it goes bad faster, because it doesn't have all those additives.
Well, yeah.
Preservatives.
I mean, like, you look at the ingredients on a loaf of bread.
Preservatives, yes.
All right, and there's only supposed to be like 3 things in it.
Yeah,
And then there's a list like this long, and you're kind of sitting there going,
I kid
you
you
know?
not. I've had a
Like
low.
Celogen.
Yeah.
I've
I
had
had
a
to look that
low.
up. Okay, so I had to look that up. That law was only changed 18 months ago.
I told you I wasn't messing with you.
No, I know you weren't messing with me, but I had to look it up because up until then it had been illegal to have anything but flour in bread. And the reason they put that law in because bakers were using sawdust.
Yes.
And Celogen.
And
Celogen.
salad. Yeah.
But
I'm
they've
fully
actually
useless
dropped
information
the
like that, Blue.
quality since Brexit of the making of bread.
Captain
On
of useless information.
For
that
sure.
guy over there. Yeah. And unfortunately Leanne is very correct. Once I learned how to make her French bread, that we were eating it every night with dinner just because I wanted to make another loaf of bread.
Awesome.
Yes. But I mean, my whole point in what I'm trying to say though, Dale, is and there's plenty of people out there like you, I'm sure, which is where I was at one point in time. Until you get out there and just do it, you ain't gonna know how to do it.
That's it.
And the other thing too, this is one thing I've wanted to get people to understand. You don't have to know how to do anything to get in a collaboration. Do you know how many
Oh, I
collaborations I
agree. That's
now
the funnest part.
will have been in that I didn't know what I was doing when I first started? I had never made this, that, or the other. I'm jumping into a one and it's pumpkin palooza, and I've never made what we're gonna make.
Well, and that goes back to a lot of things. And Dale and I had talked about this. And you were actually in the conversation too, Tony. Like learning how to fix stuff on like a farm. Like
Yeah.
you can't be afraid to go out there and try to fix it. It's already broke, right?
Right.
I mean,
Right.
You're not going to make it any worse
well,
at the end of the day.
right. So, I mean, you can't be afraid to try to do something new. Is what I'm getting at.
I don't
Annette?
think you have to have prizes in a collaboration, but if you can have, that's one way some people will get in there. But to be honest, I don't think it's actually 100% necessary. It's more the fun of it, you know?
No, it was just something that we just decided to do. Like we're like, hey, well, I was actually talking to somebody, and they're like, hey, well, I'll give you guys $100 gift card, and that's where that Bronco equipment rental with one was,
Kind of
and
how
then
it got started.
and we just kind of ran with it because I mean they gave us $100 gift card to give away. I was like, shoot, yeah.
Now in Jamming Up June, I did have prizes, but I was able to get a sponsor for that, primary sponsor, I should say, which was 4-jar lids, and it was a good connection because we were doing canning. So I mean, it made sense. They were more than willing to do it, and we made some good friends out of it with the sponsors.
Yeah.
So, quick question for anybody. So, you guys seen the video for today's, right? Ann Lynn's video.
Yeah.
She had that honey infused with the chili. If anyone ever finds that, email me.
Me too, please.
And ship me a bottle of it because
Matter of
I want to
fact,
try
you know
it.
what? I'll do you one better.
You mean
do
like
you one better.
habanero infused honey?
It was chili. It was some sort of chili pepper.
I can do you one better. I know a lady who happened to be on the video who might be able to connect us up.
Well, I commented and asked where she got it at, and they said they got it on vacation in New England somewhere.
Oh, New
So-
England.
I will tell you, at one of the world's smallest farmers markets of the two that I have, there is a guy that comes there and he sells habanero infused honey.
I'm down.
And I mean, that is the first thing he sells out of every week.
Yep.
Well, you just let me know how much it is.
While we're on that, let's talk about this for a second, okay?
Yes.
I guess I'm primarily talking to Blue right now because you're my kitchen aficionado, okay?
Okay.
Can you take, because this was not an argument, it was a discussion me and another person were having. If you have a recipe like he's talking about, habanero honey infused
Yeah.
sauce, okay? Can you take honey crystals and habanero powder theoretically and make a dry version of the same thing?
Yeah. So you
I,
can
I'm
make
only
it.
asking.
Well, like
I'm
as a
only
dry rub.
asking. I didn't hear you. Sorry.
As a dry rub, do you mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't see why you couldn't do that.
Well, the only problem is with the crystallized honey. Whenever it gets warm, it turns back into
No,
liquid.
no. Hold on a second. I'm not talking about old sat in your cupboard and crystallized. I'm talking about honey crystals that are
There's no
intended
such-
for long-term storage.
Or
There's a
honey
difference.
Like in a
itself is
freeze
intended for
dryer,
long-term
like
Freeze
storage.
dryer
It's been
or
found
something.
in like the pyramids.
Yeah, there's no such thing
And
as old honey.
edible. So you can't get much older than that.
Okay, let me rephrase this. I wasn't talking
Just
about
saying.
no. And
I'm
it's
with
more,
you, Blue.
it's not to you, Blue, it's to Mitchell. It's more that I was not talking about what I left up in my cupboard. You can actually buy containers of freeze-dried honey crystals. That's what I'm talking about.
That's so weird.
But
So
stop. Hold on a second. That's my question I have is would you think you could take those freeze-dried honey crystals and make the end product roughly the same?
Yeah, you could.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now go ahead, Mitchell.
because it'd be a dry rub then, wouldn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of confused. When you freeze dry the honey,
Yeah.
well, never mind.
Right now.
I guess I
You're
worked the
just
problem out in my
removing the
head.
moisture from it.
Well, yeah, but honey
Maybe
doesn't have
someone
moisture.
just
That's
got
why it's
excited
shelf
about a new
stable.
freeze
That's
dryer
why
and
it's
decided to put
shelf-stable.
everything in the cupboard in it, like you normally do. Whereas I would get like 7 kilos of different types of sweets and put them in because sweeties. They'd all go in to see what would happen. But it sounds to me
Sydney
like
Brown.
someone's actually tried it with honey, which interesting.
532
Interesting. I find that interesting because it's like I
5
would never have thought doing that.
Hey,
Ever.
Tony, you're not muted, and you're like saying a telephone number.
Hey Mitchell, that's probably a good idea not to let that happen. Thank you.
Yeah,
I
that's why
appreciate
I
it.
was saying it.
I didn't even catch on to that.
Yeah, no, I was just
Good night,
so
Chris. See you later. Right.
I was just kind of curious. I mean, I didn't. I guess it's possible to freeze dry it, but my question was because you already honey. That's why it's so shelf stable, is because it doesn't have moisture in it. That's why they found it in the pyramids. That's 4 or 5,000 years old,
Yeah.
Well,
and
yeah,
it's still edible.
but if I'm using it, and again, Blue, correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm using it as a dry rub, I can't just use liquid honey in it because now that's going to make that a liquid. That's not going to be a dry rub.
Binder. You can use it as a binder.
I think if you were going to use the freeze-dried crystals, it's going to do exactly what sugar would do, and it will mix with any liquid from the meats and then reliquefy. Okay, so you're going to get that kind of glazy look anyway. Even so
So
I would say that it would work. The only way that you can find out is to try it.
Right.
And I want to see that video.
Which video?
The one you're going to make with the crystallized honey.
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest with you. I've been toying with the idea of making my own spice rubs and glazes and sauces, but I don't want to do the normal stuff I can just walk into the grocery store and get. That makes absolutely no sense to me. Somebody's already played that game. Now, the citrus rub, the turkey rub, those are not things I can just walk into my store and get.
Well, no, exactly.
But when I seen this, what Mitchell was talking about today, I was like, I want some of that. And then my brain started thinking about it. Well, how do I make it into a rub? But then I run into the honey problem.
So
Cindy Brown keeps saying infusing honey
is really easy, and it
easy.
really is, because it's basically just putting the ingredient into the honey and sticking it in a jar in a dark place for
so it technically would be more of a paste versus a dry rub, though.
Yeah, so you could use the honey as a binder and then put your dry rub on top of it, right?
Yeah, you could do. I mean, like That would be the paste thing. But I think if you're using like the honey powder, initially it would be a dry rub, but it would turn itself into a paste and glaze.
Brenda,
Instead of what dry rubs normally do, which is make like a little crusty bit on top, I think what it would do was it would glaze and baste itself as the juice released from whatever meat product you're using.
Brenda has a really good point.
It
sounds like you would infuse it, then freeze dry it.
But I don't have a freeze dryer, so.
Neither do I.
Not to be, I didn't mean to miss all of the comments, and Cindy, I appreciate the information. Thank you. Leanne, we've already talked about
how about that bacon mushroom potato?
The bacon mushroom potato creamy soup that Dale could even eat if he wanted to.
I couldn't eat it.
Why?
The mushrooms.
Mushrooms would kill me.
You need to get over that.
Well, yeah, I could, but I'd be 6 feet under.
I know that. Sorry. Oh, so you have to heat the honey to infuse it unless you want to wait a month or so.
Yeah, so you can only really do that with raw honey. Honey that hasn't been pasteurized, because a lot of the honey that you buy in the supermarkets has been pasteurized.
Right.
So unless you have access to actual raw honey that has had nothing done to it, then you can heat the honey. But if you buy the pasteurized and heat it, you're going to end up with it crystallizing. So you don't really want that to happen. And to be honest, I don't mind waiting a month or two for things to infuse. I'm quite used to doing that.
I was going to say you do that already.
I do it already. It doesn't really bother me. I just make it when I've got the stuff and I'll put it away. And then suddenly I have a surprise in my cupboard and I think, oh, hello.
There you go. Cindy's giving you credit right there.
So I have a problem with leaving stuff set because I want to try to eat it.
That's why you put it in a deep, dark cupboard that you're not going to go to for a while.
No,
Good night,
because
Brenda.
then I'm
Thank
thinking
you.
about it.
Brenda.
I'll put it behind all my bulk vinegars and things so that I don't worry about it, because all I see every time I go in there is the cat food and the vinegar. Yeah. And I tend to forget about the things they're infusing at the back.
I guess I can put it in my tornado shelter.
Actually, I was going to let Annette know, or anybody, if you want. I got more rub recipes. If you want more, let me know and we'll talk. So
keep posting.
I will.
Keep posting them.
Hey, Tony.
Hey,
no, Brenda.
Why are we whispering?
We're not whispering. I don't know either. Now I forgot what I was going to say.
You are my squirrel kid. That's what I'm calling you.
Why does Cindy Brown keep yelling at everybody?
She's not. You're taking her caps as that. She's emphasizing. She's not yelling.
Yeah.
I know. I just wanted to say it.
Sits in the panty. Okay, I'm going to let that one go by.
No, that's if you're infusing something, it just sits in the pantry. So it's sitting.
It says panty though, not pantry. So that's.
You read it as panties?
That's what it says.
That's what it says.
Yep, sits in the
panty. I didn't see that. My brain just puts the R where it belongs. Because, some of us aren't.
We're good. We're good. We'll just move over that. Did you remember what you were going to say, Mitchell?
No.
Okay. Did you see that? She caps it because you read it.
I know. I was just giving her a hard time. I actually like it that she does it because then it stands out, and I do read it.
Oh, Leanne says we're whispering because it's 1 a.m. on the East Coast.
Hi, Leanne.
Okay, so I do want to encourage everybody, please go watch Mennonite Farmhouse for September. It's a great collaboration, and I think you'll get a lot of good information. There's a lot of good channels over there. So what are the next collaborations we can think of? Oh, wait. She's also giving away at the end of the month. She's giving a $100 gift card and 2 $50 gift cards.
She is.
Make sure that you comment on those videos too.
Yep.
And then make sure you're part of her live.
Yes. And Cindy just dropped the link for the playlist. So if you're interested,
Yay.
there it is. Thank you, Cindy.
Yeah.
I'm also trying
Well,
to
I think
keep it
it's-
up on my channel too, so you can
Okay.
find it.
So what are the next collaborations we got coming up that anybody can think of?
There's one in December. It's candy
There's
making.
one in November.
Well, there's quite a few coming up. I'm meaning in the next end of this month, October. I hadn't quite
I don't know.
up to November
I haven't.
yet.
I haven't been
Don't know
invited to
about
any.
that one.
I know that Digging for Health is
Noodle
doing
November.
an open collab.
Yes.
Noodle.
We'll
Yeah.
get there in a second.
Andrea over at Digging for Health has just opened up an open collaboration for anyone who wants to join. There's no one being invited to it. It's just whoever wants to do it. It's called Pumpkin Palooza, and it's only there for the first week of October.
October. Okay.
Yeah.
November.
Well, I do know
Oh,
of
it's only for
another.
7 days.
I know of another Pumpkin Palooza. That one is invitation, but that's dropping only on the 18th of October.
Right.
And then there's also Jenny Goff over at Jenny Scratch Made Kitchen is doing Croctober.
Croctober.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Don't know anything about that one.
Then that moves us into the wonderful month of November,
Noodle.
where
Hey, I wonder what's happening in November.
is
Tell us, Tiny.
hosting Noodle. No, Dale, you should do this because you got the echo down.
Noodle. November.
Yes.
September.
November.
I have to every once in a while.
November.
If I'm going to take part in that one, I'm going to have to film now because November is bird hunting season and deer hunting. I'm going to be very busy.
You're already signed up on the list, so I guess you better be to plotting and planning then.
Hey,
No shave November.
I've already started no shave November.
That only takes about a. If I did the whole November, that would look ridiculous.
I would start looking like Jesse by the end of November if I don't shave. Okay.
My legs already look like that, so I'm not.
Oh,
Oh, I have a comment. But I'm going to keep it to myself.
So then I also know about there's Dovember, which Leanne did bring up. That's being sponsored or hosted by Lou Creates is doing that one. And that's anything with dough. So that can be cookie, cakes, bread, whatever you can do with dough. And then in December, and I think it was Mitchell that said, which one did you talk about in December?
The candy making, yeah.
And I believe that's Sherry at Sherry's Southern. Why can't I remember her name tonight?
Southern isn't it grown?
Southern Growing Cook.
No, it's. Oh.
Yes, Cindy, it does.
So speaking of that one, me and my kids have this ongoing tradition is from about the first to the Christmas, we make candy pretty much the whole time. And then we give it away. We give away the little metal tins to people for,
Southern Roots. That's the word.
Southern Roots,
by
yeah.
Sherry. That's
Sorry, Sherry. I didn't mean to massacre that. Anyway, so
We need a master list of all these collaborations.
Okay. It's funny that you mentioned that.
I know, right?
I happen to know a lady.
Do ya?
Who's got a wonderful idea. Wonderful idea.
Who is it?
I will give you a hint. Her name is not spelled correctly, but it's a color.
Oh. Is it yellow? I don't know anybody named Yellow.
No, not yellow.
Is it Purple?
Purple?
That's my sister.
Isn't that what my coffee pot does Saturday mornings?
No, that's percolate.
Oh,
And
okay.
my sister's never late, so it's definitely just Perkle.
So Blue and I, it's Blue's idea, so I don't want anybody to think I did this. Please do not go out on YouTube and tell everybody it was Kettle Kitchen's idea, because it's not, okay?
It's mine.
I heard
It
Kettle
is,
Kitchen come up with the idea.
no.
That's what I
Yeah.
heard. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, so I had the idea of setting up
I'm
a
gonna-
website as a central hub for all the collaborations that
Exactly.
are being done within the community, and calling it something like Collab Central. Okay, so that we have a calendar. Any of the main collaborations that are done within the group will have their own page that will have it'll be like a central point that everybody can go to see any updates and stuff like that to do with each of them. Yeah, but it's going to take a few weeks, possibly months, to get it set up. It's not something that's going to happen today, but hopefully for the start of 2023, it will be set up and ready to go.
Amazing idea.
So Blue, there's a way to set up a free website. So let me.
Yep, it's okay. I actually am on top of it. I have a friend who designs and creates websites for large corporate companies, and she's helping me set it up.
So
Because I
you have
can't
to
afford
either.
her.
So you have so if you buy your own, like if you go to hendricksonfamilyfarm.com, you go to
Yeah.
my website.
Yeah.
So you have to buy the rights to the name.
Yes, I will
But
have
there's
to
a
buy
way
the
that
rights to the name, and I will.
There's a
have
way you
to
can get that
set
for
up.
free.
Maybe we should have a storm, or what is that?
Brainstorm would be good.
Session.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this being completely above board, so I kind of need to, whether it's something that's only available over there or if it is something that's available over here, I don't know, but we want it to be a proper .com website, so just have to wait and see how we go with that.
You can make it more like a forum. Or you can chat too.
No. You want to go and chat? Go and watch the videos.
Yeah, exactly.
No, like there's I'll tell you later about it.
So
Okay.
look at this wonderful
Look at
comment
this
that just
wonderful
poofed
comment.
up on the screen.
Can you talk about channels that kick and scream about not being invited to collaboration? That turns me off those channels. Oh, yeah, we could talk about the ones that kick and scream to get into them and then start bitching about them.
Oh, no, that's not what she was talking about.
Well, I'm just saying, because
let's not do that one.
I am.
Can we pick a different one, please? I really don't want to talk about that one.
Okay, so most of the collaborations that do send out invites, it's mostly to set up the first lot of videos. Okay, so that the month is full, so that the calendar is full. It doesn't mean that, 9 times out of 10, they will open it up to other people, and it's up to those people then to come and, and ask. Just because you're not invited doesn't mean that you can't be in it.
Yep.
Just open your gob, let the words come out. And then make sure that you committed to it, because if you do commit to it and you do say I want to be in it, and you make a big show of wanting to be in it, and then you don't turn up, well, that looks bad on you, and tends to be that for the next collaboration that comes round, the hosts of that, the organizer of that will turn around and go,
can I get an amen in the house?
Not unless, obviously, life happens. Okay? Life happens. So there's a death in the family, you've been in an accident, you're incredibly ill, there's stuff that happens, but don't offer to be in a collaboration if you're not committed to it.
Amen.
One of the things I would like to just kind of...
Exactly, Cindy.
Yes, there you go.
That's right.
I'm muting myself so I don't say something mean.
Please do. Please do.
I'm being careful. I'm being very
No,
good.
no, you're doing just fine. He's muting himself because he really wants to say something and he's
I
holding
know
back.
he does.
So,
And I have this little 8-year-old in me who just wants to come out and bitch slap people, but I won't. And I'm sitting on her right now.
Blue, do you need to go use the restroom or something, maybe?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna say. Okay. What I think is important for people to know is that
Awesome, Annie. Sorry.
Be looking for it, Annie. Go ahead.
I don't remember.
Sorry, Dad. Go ahead.
I can't think of what I was gonna say now.
Oops.
Okay, here it is. I remember now. For me, the struggle and I'm not the only one that's committed to this calendar. This has been an involvement process, okay? But the one that's got to fill the holes and find the spaces and try to fix it before the guys have to deal with it because they work full-time jobs all day long. I'm not trying to tie them down. It becomes really frustrating when not just one, but you have two channels that just out of the blue don't show up when they've been scheduled for a month and a half to 2 months in advance.
Yeah.
To me personally, if you've been given the opportunity 2 months in advance, there's no reason you shouldn't be there. Your video shouldn't be there. And if that can't happen other than an emergency or something totally catastrophic to your life, you can really easily type in an email to somebody and say, here's the problem. I apologize. Please don't kick me out the next time. Here's what happened. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
So let's talk about college football.
All right.
Yes.
I have to say,
babies with helmets, you mean?
Dale, I'm leaving you in control. I have to change devices. Sorry.
Okay.
Can I